Hi guys, I'm back. It's been a while, sorry. Been so busy with work and things since lockdown ended, really not had any time at all to do a video. So just want to show you this. I made this the other day and posted pictures of it on my Instagram and a couple of Facebook groups. And people were really interested in how it was made. It looks like sort of fish scales, or somebody said it looks a little bit like snake skin. So it's a lovely pen. This is the Mica pen kit from Taylor's Murfield in gunmetal grey. It is really nice pen, very popular kit. So what I want to do is just show you how I made it and try and get it to look a little bit more like real snakeskin. That's the plan, anyway. This is aluminium, or aluminum, depending on where you're from, honeycomb. And this is what we're going to use to make the snakeskin effect on the pen. So we've got lots of honeycomb, we've got a mould. Let's fill it. Something like that. Right. What am I going to use? I've got, we're going to use the Alumilite resin from House of Resin, and we're going to use the Mica powders. We're going to use what we've got: spruce green, emerald green, and I'm going to put a bit of gold in as well. Now this mould takes about 1 kg of resin, so we're only going to half fill it. Remember that the aluminium honeycomb strips are 20mm thick, so pen blanks are normally about 20mm, so it really just wants to cover the top. You'll get a little bit of shrinkage when it goes into the pressure pot. So what I'm going to try and do is first of all put it's a bit of a sacrificial layer. If you think of this as your pen blank, it's only going to be the very centre of this pen blank. Most tubes are, I don't know, 7mm tubes or something like that, and you're going to have only a couple of mil on either side, so you're probably only going to use 12 or 13mm of this. The rest of it's going to be turned away when you turn it around. So the very bottom you're not going to see, so we're going to put a bit of, first of all we're going to put a bit of a layer in, and then I want to fill these honeycombs up with individual colours. Then what you'll see me do is I tend to go along with a little cocktail stick just inside the honeycomb and just pull like that, and what that does, it will pull colour from the bottom up to the top and you get a nice layer effect. That is the plan. So let's mix some resin. One mould, right? This is, we're going to go with the what was it, forest green? Sorry, no, spruce green first. So we're just going to build a bit of a layer up in the bottom. We've got a little bit there. Right, I'm going to go with the other one. Now I'm just going to pick the gold up, and I'm going to add a bit of gold at the same time. Greens. Now we're going to mix them. Just put a little bit more of the gold. Especially in the corners, get rid of some of the air in the corners. Right, there you go. Right, let's get over to the pressure pot. Now I'm going to just drop this into the pressure pot. Lid off. Try not to break too much. This is going to take the air out. It's well, the air's still in there. Actually, it's not going to take the air out. What it does is shrinks all the bubbles down to the microscopic, so you can't see them with the naked eye. So we're going to put this on pressure, and we'll come back to this tomorrow. Let's see what it's like. There you go. Right, we'll come back to that and see what it's like in the morning. Right guys, let's see what we've got. Wow. Look at that. We've definitely gone up. That looks quite interesting. That's why I just put the gold on the top. It's under pressure. It's pushed it out a little bit. So yeah, let's get it stripped out. Wow. I think it's kind of worked. There you go. See that? This area especially looks interesting. But you can see the honeycombs, and hopefully once this sacrificial green there is turned away, then you should get a mixture of the green and the gold. So so far I'd say that does look a little bit like snakeskin. So let's next stage, let's cut this into well, I'll give it a little bit of sand, some of the birds on the edge, and let's cut it into some pen blanks and then see what we're left with. Right guys, right, we only got 5 pen blanks. We'd have normally had more, but because I made that resin a little thick, just to keep them square, we've gone at 25mm. So I'd normally only do 20mm, but it's okay. So we lost a pen blank, but you live and learn. If you look at that, look at that. Look at the effect on that, and if you look at the cross section, you can see where this middle bit was a mixture of gold and greens. I can see the 2 different shades of green. This centre bit especially looks really interesting. So now we need to pick a blank and turn a pen. So yeah, let's do that. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to use we're going to do another Taylor Murfield's Mica pen kit. We'll do another one in gunmetal grey. So here's the tubes. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick. See, I love the look of this, but I don't think this is going to show through as well. It might do. Yeah, there's more light green here, but you need to look at the cross section to figure out where you think it's going to go. So yeah, I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use a bit of that and a bit of that. So set the tubes out. What we're going to do. So where I want to cut it on the pen. So I am going to use this bit. It's a shame to waste it. So like that, and then yeah, this bit. Like there. Put a little bit of this in. No, we're not going to need a lot of this. This is quick set epoxy. I think I get about 15 minutes of this. What I'm going to do is add some of the powder. Just the dark green, just a little bit of this. There you go. I'm just going to mix that in with it to colour the tubes. I think if you see a little bit of the tube shine through on this, it's not really going to hurt, because of the effect I'm going for, because there is gold in it as well, and the tube's being brash, you know what you're going to see also. But we just put a little bit of this on. I tend to overfill the tube, just to make sure it's all covered, and just there's a little bit, leave a little bit of a lip, do the excess. Make sure I like where the tube's sitting, which is good, it's there. So yeah, we do the same with that. Let's go, it's the same again, let's put it in, just give it a bit of a twist as it's going down, which to make sure that all the tube's covered. So just leave it sitting proud, a little bit like the excess off. And then with my finger, just slowly let it sink in. Make sure it's where I want it. Doesn't probably really matter with this, it's pretty much the same, maybe a bit more that end. Yep, okay, and we'll just leave, what we'll do now, we'll leave that overnight just to cure, and we'll come back to it tomorrow and turn the pan. Right guys, everything's mounted on the lathe now, mounted up between the bushings, so let's get this turned. A lot of this will, I guess, be a fast forward now, so because it's going to be quite a long video, so bear with me, let's get this turned down to the right levels, and I'll catch up when it's done.
Another day is dawning, a new song on the air. A brand new hope is forming, adventure take me there. It's a new day.
What we're going to do now, we're going to sand it down. We're going to start at 320, just make sure it's smooth. So we're going to go 320, 400, and then I'm going to move over to the wet sanding pads, and we're going to get, I think it's 600, 1000, and we'll sand it through to 2000 anyway, 3000 one of these wet sanding pads, and then we're going to go over to the Mica mesh pads again. So we'll have a look at what it looks like. Then I'm going to put, you'll see probably 3-4 coats of thin CA glue on it, just to seal it up and just to make it just to make it feel a little bit better. Just in case you don't want this aluminium to come through on anybody's hands and things as the pen gets used. So it just needs sealing up with a little bit of CA glue. Then we'll sand it again, right through to probably 12,000 on the Mica mesh pads through wet sanding. Then we'll have a look at it, then we'll clean it up, and well, I'll talk to you then.
What's done is done, and what's gone is gone, and my future's not my past. It's a new day for me. I feel it.
Right, over to the Mica mesh pads. We're going to get rid of the first 3, and we're going to start on the 4th pad, which is the mustard coloured one, almost said flavoured, but yeah, the mustard coloured one, which is a 3200 grit. Let's see what this looks like. Wow. Let me see this. Definitely a contrast. It's got dark here, you can see the light, you can see the yellow, so the gold. Maybe I should have turned some more of the gold away, but it's yeah. It's kind of the effect I was looking for. Right, next job. Let's put some CA glue on. My way of doing CA glue, first of all, dry the pan. CA glue and water does not mix, so just dry it down. And around the bushings, you don't want anything coming off. Right, so get dry, get rid of that. Now, I use this. There's that. It's the CA glue. There's lots of different thin CA glues. I know some people prefer different makes, but I like this one. It seems to be really thin and just works really well. So There's different ones on the market. Some people start with thick CA glue covering, then a medium and thin, and work all the way through. I don't think we need it on this. I mean, this is as good as finish now. If you were to put some kind of like an Uber wax or something on here, you'd be okay anyway. The only reason I'm putting the CA glue on is because you saw the colour of the sanding dust that was coming off this. There's a lot of colour from the aluminium, so the grey's coming off. So you can imagine if you're using this for every day for a few months, a year or so, what you don't want is, you see the colour of my fingers, grey. You don't want your fingers this colour. So this will just seal it up nicely. So right, what I do with the CA glue, let's take the top off. Again, there's fairly sort of sand. Definitely safety glasses, always safety glasses. I fold a bit of kitchen towel. See this? Fold it up into a wad, so you've got an end sort of this sort of size. See? And then what I will do, the lathe is down to the lowest speed possible. I hold this here. I'm going to add the CA glue, and I'm going to move in one motion from one end to the other. Then stop. What you don't do is ever come back on yourself, because you'll just create ridges, because this is going off all the time. So I'm going to do it from here across, and then I'm going to put this down because this gets hot and you get the fumes off the CA glue. So I'm going to put this down out of the way. Then I'm going to spray it with the rapid hardener just to harden the CA glue. You'll see that. And then as soon as it's done, if I think it's smooth enough, it'll get another coat. If not, we'll go through the wet sanding process again, just on the finer grits to 3000, and then I'll add another coat of CA glue. But if I do it right, it should be thinning. It should be smooth enough, so we can bet 3-4 coats on. Then we'll go through the sanding process again. So we've got the lathe going as slow as possible. Get the pad ready. I'm going to tilt this up. I'm going to add it. Get on some on the pad, and we're going to go one motion. I'm adding. If you don't add enough, don't worry, just and then put this down, because you're going to get the steam. You can't see it, but it's over there, because I can see the steam and the fumes coming off it now. So there's a coat of CA glue on here, and we'll give it a squirt with the accelerator. Give it a couple of seconds. That's it. And I can feel that's quite smooth. Let's have a quick look. Look at that. Look at this. This is gone. It's come lighter now. Yeah, this is really interesting. I'm liking the look of this. Can you see that? See it a little bit? Oh, wrong way. Hang on. See that? This. I love this. That just shows actually maybe the gold's been a bit overpowering. I didn't think I'd put that much gold in, but I obviously did, and it's a little bit overpowering. The light is coming through, so maybe just those two greens and maybe a touch of gold or no gold at all would have been better. But this is my first attempt to do this. I thought we would do it straight onto camera. I could have done 2 or 3 attempts and got it right, but I thought we'll just do it together. I can see the tube there a little bit where the powders, the coloured powder's not covered up, but that don't really matter. I don't think that really matters on this pan. So. Right, we'll sand that through now. We go from 600 grit right down to 12,000, and I'll return to you once it's done. Next, we're going to go both grades of that way around, Yorkshire grit. So we've got the fine and the normal. So. No, everything's falling on the floor. So let's put this on. So start with the standard. I always put this on without the lathe going. So rub it in. We've actually sanded it up to 12,000. This is meant to be 10,000 grit. So we've actually sanded past this now, but. It won't hurt because we're going to cover this with a microphone. I really do like this. I love Yorkshire grit. It's just, especially on the resin, it just gives it a nice smooth finish. So There's a bit on there, we don't want to put a bit more. I say we don't want to put too much on, we'll put a bit more. Right. What we do have to do is make sure we remove it all. So, with the lathe going now, we're just going to slowly start one end and work down. Just make sure we take all the work the Yorkshire grit in. We make sure we remove it all. Now we're going to go with the microfine. Now we use this on wood, but I always use it on resin. Always use it on resin. Bit too much. Don't mind. Don't matter. Let's do that on. Let's remove that. So this is its final buff. Then we'll check the scratches and put the final finish on, and then we'll be done. Right. What I'm going to do now is I've got some methylated spirits, denatured alcohol if you're in the States, and I'm just going to use this to clean it, just to get rid of any residue of the Yorkshire grit before we put a, I'm going to just go for a standard canoe wax finish, probably 5 or 6 coats. So we just use this to clean it up first. There you go. And then I'm going to turn the label. We've been turning at about 1700 revs. I'm going to turn it up to about 2000, 220. Because what I want to do when we put the wax on, the canoe wax, we want it to melt onto the blank, and then we'll buff it up. So right, when it goes squeaky, you know you've got rid of it. There you go. So yeah, another piece of paper. How I do this, let's turn it up. I use the corner, you see this, the corner of the stick, and it actually fits quite nicely now because I've used this stick lasts forever. So I'm going to use the corner, I'm going to bring it across, back, and across again, so it's got 3 coats that each pass on each side, then buff it up, and I probably did that 3 times in total. So let's go, and then we'll be done. So find the groove, and I'm going to go across once. You'll see the shine disappear as you add it. That's 3 times. Probably don't have to do it 3 times, just so I do it. 2, 3 times. Now let's buff it up. See shine coming through now. Just press a gentle pressure on the bottom of the pen handle just to show. And that is, yeah, let's have a look. Wow. Wow. Now this I'd say looks like snake skin. We're going to call this the reptile skin pen, I think. You see that? So look one way again. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. The dark green is actually brilliant. I like that. This side. And you can see we've got an area here where we've just got a it's like a scale. And there's a bit up here where the honeycomb's been compressed, but it's worked. So you've got a mixture of colours, because remember we put a sacrificial layer of the dark green first, followed by the gold, then a mixture of gold and the light green and dark green, and then I just put a bit of gold on the top just to use. That was a mistake, by the way, because it made the pen blanks too thick, and we lost a pen blank because of that. It would have been better to throw the resin into something else. And gain the extra pen blank. Yeah, let's now, if I get the camera right, let's take it off the mandrel and put the pen together. Right, let's have a go at assembling this pen. Right, one tip, when you've been using CA glue or super glue, you're going to get some little ridges around the top of your pen tube. So I take a piece of sandpaper, 240, doesn't matter really, and I very gently just turn the tube. It just takes off any little burrs that you might have with the super glue. You want this to fit as perfect as possible, and you will get burrs if I'll put on the light, you see. So I assembled these in quite a dark area in my workshop, so you don't see it, but you just get rid of any of the burrs on the top of the tube. So we do the same. That's the top done. So this bit's got quite a lot. See that? Quite a lot come off there. Just quick. You don't do a lot. Just a quick couple of 3 turns. Just move it away with your hands. Just to make sure you've got that nice smooth surface and there's no burrs on there. Right, so that's done. Guys, we're done. There you go. I think it's worked. I think it looks a bit like a snake skin pen, maybe more of a maybe a lizard sort of skin, but you can see with the honeycomb effect. I love the cap on this. I think looks brilliant, if you don't mind me saying myself. There's an area here where you got, it looks like a bit of a fish scale, but it's just different. It's fine. There's colour beneath it. If I'd have carried on turning this, you'd have seen the gold. But I think it's turned out okay. Let me know what you think. Again, I love the kit. This is the Mica pen kit from Taylor's Murfield in the UK. They do post around the world, and they do have dealers in the States, so look them up. No sponsorship, I just genuinely love this pen. I just love the pen kit. It's a reasonable price, it's very well made, and I use one of these on a daily basis myself. It says not been able to screw the cap on. What have I done? I think I broke it. No, it's okay, there you go, it's just me. So, hope you liked it. If you liked the video, please let me know. Leave a comment below, hit the like button, and please subscribe by hitting the subscription button there. It's always very much appreciated if you subscribe. And hopefully we won't leave it too long before my next video. Thanks for watching.